Supabase is a backend as a service for your applications, and it's super useful for those who don't want to worry about backend and infrastructure and databases and all these things, and they just want to outsource this setup to a platform or to a managed service. That's what Supabase allows you to do. It's an alternative to Google Firebase, which is also a backend as a service as well. But Supabase is open source, which is why I like it a lot more. Also, I like the color scheme. I mean, look at this. They have this greenish thing going on, black, dark black, greenish thing, actually light gray, greenish thing. So I like the color scheme quite a bit. But you can see that they have a few components here which are outsourced for you. When you're trying to build production applications, you have to look at authentication. You have to have a database to store all of your information, edge functions, real-time storage, vector databases for AI applications, which is what I was using it for. And this is the use case that I'm going to show you. And so there's a lot of things that they kind of outsource, so you don't have to worry about the logic, especially authentication. And I think there's payment as well somewhere. But I can't find it. But Superbase has functionality to allow you to set up payment gateways for you, like with Stripe or their own, I think, as well. So super useful. Let's just get started right into using it. Now, there are some prerequisites before you install Supabase on your local machine. There are two ways to set up Supabase. You can use their cloud. You can set up a free project on their cloud, or you can install it locally and have an entire instance of all the Supabase services running locally on your machine. I know it sounds a bit weird, but if you're trying to go with the cloud version, I think you're only allowed one free project, and so it's not so easy, or there's not a lot of room to play around with. But when you install it locally, of course, it's all free, and you can use it as much as you like. But it is slightly more difficult to set up. That's what we're going to go through. So the requirements that you need: firstly, you need to have Docker Desktop installed, so make sure you have that. Secondly, you need Node installed on your machine. Mac and Linux users, I think you're probably going to be good. For Windows users, you do need to install Node. So head over into nodejs.org/en/download, and then just download the Windows installer. That's the easiest option for you, and just go ahead, right? Now, once you have these two things installed, you are ready to head over into your local project that you want to implement a backend for. A quick note: if you're doing this for the first time, it's going to be very resource intensive when you run it for the first time, because it's pulling in all the images and it's installing it inside of a Docker container. That's very resource intensive. It takes up a lot of RAM. My computer crashed once or twice while trying to do that. So do that at your own peril. Close everything on your machine if you want that to run. You may have to run it once or twice to keep the installation going. But yeah, that's something that you need to watch out for. Now, what I'm going to do is that I'll head over into my VS Code. I already have a project open, and this is where I've already installed Supabase. What we're going to do is I'll show you the steps to install Supabase for the first time, right? And you're going to do that inside of the terminal, right? So once you're in the terminal, make sure you're in the correct directory for your project. And what you want to do, let's head over into the docs of Supabase. Let's head over into docs, and then into build, and then local development and CLI. And here are the first three instructions that you can use right away. So npm install Supabase, save, npx Supabase init, and then npx Supabase start. This starts the instance, and this is what's going to be very compute intensive for you. So be very careful. So this is the command to start the Supabase instance inside of your local Docker container, and that's what I'm going to use. So npx Supabase start. I'll start up the instance and show you exactly what you get. It was very quick for me. It's going to take quite a while for you, but this really, I had to bash my head to get this working. What they give you is a web interface that you can use your own local instance of Supabase with. So if I head over into this particular URL, if I copy this will be running on my local host. Head over into my browser, and then I'll just paste it right over here. So there's a Supabase interface that opens up. This is not on the cloud. This is not on the internet. This is working on my local machine. It's just rendering on a web browser, right? But this is not on the internet. And you get so many things for you. You get database, so you can manage your databases. I'll open some of my, so I have two tables over here. I have chat history. I'm using this for a RAG application, RAG chatbot kind of application. So I have documents, I have chat history what I'm using to manage all of the users' chats that they're having with the chatbot. So all of this logic is kind of handled for you. You don't need to think too much about it. Authentication as well. I haven't yet got into this, but you don't need to worry about authentication. It gives you a default screen that you can use for your UI for authentication setup. People can use Google to set up. People can use their own emails, blah, blah, blah. But that's all done for you. And you have edge functions. I have yet to get into this, but it's a way of running like scripts on the cloud, or on Superbase's own servers or instances. And this is great for cron jobs. You can really use it. You can really maximize your use of Superbase with edge functions. I'm going to get into this, but the first two things that you need to really have a look at is databases and authentication. All of this logic of building this backend infrastructure for authentication databases, like it's all done for you. You don't need to think too much about it. In fact, vector databases, setting up a vector database is as simple as a plugin that you can use. I no longer have that command, but we can probably find it somewhere on docs. But yeah, these three commands that you can see, this is as simple as it gets to set up Superbase on your local instance. And then you see exactly what you have access to. I'll dive deeper into authentication, how that works, into databases, how this works, why you want to use it. I'm currently still experimenting with this, but this is a quick start into Superbase, why you would want to use it, and especially if you want to label yourself as an AI engineer in the long run, you need to know how to set up your backend. Even if you're not coding everything from scratch, something like Superbase allows you like a plug and play for your backend. And so that's what makes this super powerful for people who want to be like complete full stack AI engineers, for example. So hope that's useful. Yeah, definitely do give Superbase a try if you don't like Firebase. I think it's very, very worth it.